In my past videos, I reworked 12 of Splatoon 3's maps to make them better, and today, we're going to be reworking the final 8 remaining maps. But warning, I had to break all my rules for one of these maps. Alright, so starting off with Brine Water. This map, not too many changes to be honest. The only change I really have towards the starting area is this section here. I just want this section to be pulled out a bit further. But basically, I want this platform to be extended all the way out here, just to make, more room for the overall spawn area. I think that'd be kind of nice. The next change I want to add is I want to add a grind rail right where that tree is over there. Basically, the reason for that is so that there is an alternate route into like the enemy's side, or like kind of defensive area. I feel like that would be kind of nice, because if you give up this position, it's pretty rough on this map admittedly. Like once you give up this position on Brine Water, it's pretty rough. So it adds a bit more value in my opinion to this overall area, which isn't too bad of a change. The final change I want to make for this map is that I want to add a grate along here. There's really no reason to this other than I just want to have an extension here and an easier time to deal with enemies that are just directly below you. Because if you're standing right here and you're trying to get enemies that are like kind of strafing back and forth along this uninkable path, it becomes kind of rough depending on the weapon, especially with Splatlinks. So to kind of help with that, I want to add grates right here. That way it makes defending this position a little bit easier. And of course, you are out in the open in this position. So to help with that, we're going to go ahead and add a balloon right here. Just one of those like little dummy balloons they have stationed around the maps. Just put one of those here. I think that would be kind of fine. That also acts as a cover against the E-leaders that are also perched up on this spot as well. But that is basically all I have for Brine Water, so let's go ahead and move on to the next map. Flounder Heights. So admittedly, there are quite a few changes to this map that I want to make. First of which being that I want to add an ink rail from this position that leads all the way around over here. Basically, I want to add a grind rail that leads from where I just was to this grate over here. Reason for this is so that there's like an alternate route into mid, because I feel like Flounder, it's a decent map. I feel like it's become more tolerable nowadays, but admittedly this platform right here really sees no use, to be honest. Like unless you just want to get sniped by the E-leader that often will purge probably over there sometimes. So to add more value to this position and to the to this one over here, I figured adding a ink rail over there would be kind of nice. It adds more value to the overall map, or to that overall side. Alright, but for the next change, I want to go ahead and add a ramp right here. Now, there's really no major reason I have for adding this ramp, other than I just want to make going from this area to this area a bit smoother, because it feels a bit clunky at times, having to ink this platform and then jump across. It feels a bit clunky to me. So I feel like adding a ramp would kind of smoothen out that little process. All right, another change I want to add though is I want to add a balloon right here. Right here, it really depends. I want to add one of those balloons in this position, because I feel like when pushing up from here, and especially like when attacking this area, this position is very open and very punishable. So I feel like to make it a little bit harder, a little more challenging for attackers, or not attackers, for defenders, adding a balloon right here would be kind of nice. All right, but for the next change, I want to go ahead and add a grate right here. The major reason for this change is just so this platform has more usability, like more usability when it comes to, attacking and defending mid. I feel like it would be kind of better to have a little grate right here. But of course, we would be out in the open if you were on the grate. So to kind of help with that, maybe push this balloon up. Maybe? I'm not sure. I feel like this balloon is fine where it is. Just have the grates right there. That way, if you can attack on the grates, just kind of walk back or push forward, I guess. It depends. But for the final change, though, I want to go ahead and just extend this platform out. It's just not by much, honestly. I just want to extend this platform out. That way, there's more room in this little area over here. And this gets kind of blocked out a bit more. Like, the shape of it essentially gets better, I suppose. But that is basically all the changes I have for Flounder Heights. So let's go ahead and jump to the next map. Umami Ruins. Now, at the beginning of this video, I had mentioned that I'm gonna have to break one of my rules. This is the map where the rules are gonna get broke. Now, in case you need a refresher, the rules that I have set for myself for, reworking these maps is that I cannot change the overall base layout of the map. If it looks like a Tetris piece, it looks like a Tetris piece. All I can do is add and remove things from the map to make it better, just to not completely overhaul the map. Unfortunately, this map is the exception. Because of how annoying and how bad Umami Ruins is, I had to break that rule, and while it does still follow a Tetris piece shape at the end of the day, I ultimately still had to breach one of my rules just to make this map a little bit better. But starting off though with one of the smaller changes, I just want to extend this platform out just a little bit to have more room. There's really no reason to this. I just want to make this extend it out a bit more. Starting off with the major changes, I want to go ahead and add an ink rail from this position that leads all the way around over here. And you'll see why in a second. But the reason for this is so that there's like a bit of a flank, I suppose, like a bit of an alternate route you can take via grind rail to reach this position just a little bit faster and, more streamlined, I suppose. But now let's get into the major change. And that is this entire section here. Essentially what I want to remove this wall, extend this platform out, and basically from that point there, I want to extend it out to this entire area so that it meets up right here. All of this is just so this map is a little bit bigger. That is the only reason for this change, is just to make the map size larger. Because this map is admittedly very small, so I feel like extending this platform out so that it reaches a much larger area would be kind of nice. Now, of course, Kai, that's a lot of open space. What are you gonna put there? Well, taking a peek at the map there, I want to go ahead and add one of these circular platforms that they have on either side of Umami Ruins. I want to add one right here on either side. That way it acts like another perch, essentially, or backliners and or like support players, essentially. But that is basically all the changes I have for Umami Ruins. Honestly, some pretty major ones, but let's go ahead and move on to the next map. Manta Maria. Now, I will admit, there are two changes for this map. Main reason being is because I feel like this map is already pretty well designed. There's not really many changes I can make this map to make it better, because the map itself in this game is already better. Admittedly, it is a better map in this game than it was in 2. But the changes I want to make for this one is that I want to add an ink rail from this position that leads all the way into mid. Now, this is very similar to Crab Legs ink rail that leads from an alternate path into like the middle grate section. That's essentially what this is kind of based off of. I just want to have an alternate route that leads from here into the little grates in the mid. The final change I want to make is I want to go ahead and extend this platform out just to right here. There's really no reason to this. I just want to extend it out just a little bit more, because I feel like when transitioning from this position to this flank over here and like vice versa, it feels very cramped. So I feel like just to make it a bit more open, extending it out just a little bit wouldn't be a too bad idea. But yeah, no, that's all the changes I have for Manta Maria. So let's go ahead and move on to the next map, Barnacle and Dime. Now, admittedly, there are quite a few changes to this map that I want to make. First of which being that I want to extend this platform out, this one right here, so that it meets up with this wall and it just kind of leads up to this platform right here. That's essentially the start of it. From there, I want to go ahead and extend this platform out to meet just right about here, right up to this wall. The reason being is because this platform right here will also get extended out to meet up. So basically this corner will meet that wall. Main reason being is because I feel like this entire section is just too small. When fighting this area, it feels way too small. So it add a bit more wiggle room, I suppose. Extending out these 3 platforms would be kind of nice. However, there also is another reason for this, because I want to go ahead and add a block, one of those inkable blocks right here to where the extended platform would be. That way you can access this position right here, and it makes defending this position just a little bit harder, because a lot of time people will end up playing here to play very defensively. So in order to make it a bit more of a challenge, to make things more chaotic for this map, I feel like putting a block there so you actively have to watch this position to see if anybody's flanking you would be kind of nice. It honestly could be a nice change, I feel like. But for the next change, I want to go ahead and make this platform bigger. Essentially just want to extend it out on either side by just a little bit. This block is too small, in my opinion. There's not enough fights that happen around it other than, oh look, I can peek from this position but get shot over there by an E-leader. There's not a lot of fights that can happen around here. So I feel like extending it outwards would make things a bit more chaotic on this map and a bit more eventful. But for the final change, again, and this is going to be another small one, I just want to extend this platform out just a little bit so that this corner ends up leading to right here. Because to me, it doesn't make sense that, this is small. I mean, it doesn't look small, but it feels small when playing on it. So I feel like extending this platform out would give this area a bit more room to play with, especially when playing defensively. So I feel like that'd be kind of nice. Aside from that, that is basically all I have. Not too many changes for some of these maps. Again, some of these maps, really big changes, such as Umami. But the reason this is the last map I'm going to change is because when I was looking at Crab Leg, Ship Shape, and Humpback Pump Track, I can't change anything about them. Humpback, admittedly, is a very, very well-designed map, in my opinion. There's not many changes I can make to it. It has alternate routes, it has flanks and all this other stuff that is really good for that map. There's not a lot I can change to it. Same goes with Ship Shape and Crab Leg, considering those are like the 2 best maps in the game now. You know, like those maps are borderline perfect, and there's not really a lot I can do to adjust them to make them better, because in my opinion, those maps are freaking perfect. So that is basically all I have for today. Hope you guys did enjoy. I will see you guys on this series once again in like 2 seasons, or I guess in like 6 months, when 4 more maps are added to the game, because I want to go ahead and tackle these maps 4 maps at a time. So I guess I will see you guys in 6 months when the when 4 maps are added to the game. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about whether or not you guys enjoyed these changes, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.